In the sleek, open-plan office of a trendy Berlin startup where everyone pretended to love flat whites and endless stand-ups, a mild-mannered developer named Lukas arrived one rainy morning, clutching his reusable cup, desperate for his daily caffeine fix after pulling an all-nighter on a buggy app. But fate had other plans when he discovered the office coffee machine, beloved by all, yet secretly sabotaged by the passive-aggressive intern who always left it half-empty and grimy. Lukas pressed the button for a strong black, only to hear a sad gurgle as the machine spat out a pathetic trickle of lukewarm sludge, leaving him staring in disbelief at the empty reservoir, while his colleagues smirked from their ergonomic chairs, whispering that someone had forgotten to refill it again. Frustrated, but too polite to cause a scene in true German fashion, Lukas sighed, refilled the tank himself, and brewed his coffee. But as he took his first sip, the machine suddenly erupted in a volcanic spray of hot grounds and steam, soaking his crisp white shirt and turning his keyboard into a swampy mess right before the daily team Zoom call with the London branch. Mortified, Lukas muted his mic and tried to dab at the stains, while his boss droned on about KPIs. But the damage was done. His camera caught every awkward wipe, and the chat exploded with laughing emojis from colleagues who pretended not to notice. Convinced this was no accident, Lukas pieced together the clues. The intern, Mia, had been complaining loudly about coffee thieves who never cleaned up, and now she was giggling behind her monitor every time someone mentioned the machine. Burning with quiet rage, Lukas hatched a subtle revenge plan worthy of European passive aggression. He waited until after hours, swapped the machine's sugar with salt, rigged the milk frother to dispense only cold foam, and added a tiny sticker inside the drip tray that read, "Refill me or regret it," in tiny font. The next morning, chaos ensued as Mia proudly brewed her fancy oat milk latte, only to take a sip and spit it out in horror, her face twisting into a perfect mask of betrayal while the entire office watched in stunned silence before erupting into barely suppressed laughter. She stormed around accusing everyone of sabotage, but Lukas sat innocently at his desk, sipping his perfectly normal coffee from his personal French press he'd brought from home, offering her a calm, "Maybe the machine just needs more love," with the straightest face imaginable. As the day wore on, Mia's attempts to fix the machine only made it worse. She burned her hand on the hot steam wand, spilled salt everywhere, and finally admitted defeat by taping a massive out-of-order sign on it, vowing to bring her own Nespresso pods from now on. But in a twist of ironic justice, the office manager, tired of the drama, ordered a fancy new bean-to-cup machine that required everyone to chip in for beans, turning the petty feud into an unexpected team-building moment, where Lukas and Mia ended up bonding over grinding fresh beans together, laughing about how one tiny coffee disaster had exposed everyone's hidden pettiness. The story became office legend, whispered in break rooms from Berlin to Amsterdam, proving that sometimes the smallest office mishap can brew the biggest laughs and the sweetest reconciliations in the corporate world. If you're chuckling at this caffeine-fueled fiasco and craving more absurd office tales like this, smash that subscribe button right now and hit the bell so you never miss the next chaotic upload. Weeks later, with the new machine humming happily, Lukas reflected on how his quiet revenge had accidentally fixed the office's coffee culture for good, turning grumbles into gratitude and passive aggression into actual teamwork, while Mia sheepishly admitted she might have overreacted about the refills. One afternoon, during a team lunch at a nearby currywurst stand, they swapped stories of past office horrors, like the time someone microwaved fish or the printer that only jammed on deadlines, creating a bond that outlasted any bug fix or deadline crunch. Their mishap inspired others to share their own petty pranks, turning the startup into a place where humor trumped hierarchy, and even the boss joined in with his own bad coffee jokes. Through it all, Lukas realized that true revenge isn't destruction, but gentle nudges toward better habits, wrapped in laughter that echoes longer than any grudge. Hey, if this ridiculous coffee catastrophe has you hooked on workplace weirdness, don't forget to like this video and share it with that one coworker who always forgets to refill the kettle. Your shares keep these stories brewing. As spring rolled into Berlin and the office windows filled with blooming cherry blossoms, the coffee machine stood as a silent monument to their folly, occasionally gurgling in amusement whenever someone approached it cautiously. Lukas even started a small ritual of leaving funny notes next to the beans, like "drink me if you dare," keeping the light-hearted spirit alive and ensuring no one ever let the tank run dry again. Their adventures spread beyond the office walls via a viral internal Slack thread that somehow leaked to LinkedIn, drawing comments from across Europe about similar coffee wars in Paris cafes and London co-working spaces. In the end, what began as a simple spill became a reminder that in the fast-paced world of startups, a little chaos and a lot of humor can fix more than any code refactor ever could. And if you've smiled through this entire tale of beans, steam, and sweet justice, drop a comment with your own office horror story. Hit like if revenge tastes best black, and subscribe immediately for more everyday European absurdities. Your support fuels the next brew of hilarity.